Good morning, Culés. It is time to wake up and Barca live Barcelona news coming at you right here from the Undefeated channel. Good morning to you all. In today's episode, we'll be talking about Barcelona pulling that second financial lever Bing! So that we can maybe afford another transfer or two. Who knows? Who knows? Kounde, of course, is that top target. We'll give an update on that transfer saga, plus some others as, again, we see the trickle-down effect from Barca pulling that second financial lever. We'll talk about all that and whatever comes up conversationally. I got too many mugs sitting out here. This is the one. As we have a little bit of caffeine, catch up on all the news coming out of the Camp Nou. That is what we do here on Wake Up in Barca. We cover live Barcelona news. We have some good conversation with our fellow culés, which is really what it's all about. Yes, I'm going to be going over the headlines, but this is your opportunity to ask questions, to give your opinions, to participate in the conversation with your fellow culés from around the world. It's a great opportunity to meet people that you would never have the chance to interact with. We have a wonderful community here, aka the Stash Squad, for you to interact with. So subscribe to the channel, again, so you can participate in the conversation as we go over today's headlines. With that out of the way, folks, let's go ahead and get things started the right way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
Okay. Again, good morning to all my culés. Let's jump over right away and take a look at the latest news. This is coming from Diario Sport, which isn't always the most reliable, but it's been confirmed by many sources that Barcelona closes in on the second lever. Barca closes the transfer of 15% of the television rights to 6th Street for 400 million euros. It's a lot of money, my friends. That is a lot of money. It's going to give Barcelona a little bit of breathing room. All right, first lever was pulled. We signed some players, made some transfers. Second lever is pulled. Yes, this could mean that we can put that towards signing, but I suspect, you read some of the other headlines, I suspect that second lever that Barca just pulled is actually going to supplement player salaries so that we don't have to worry about registering any of these new players, including Dembele, who is now considered a new signing, you jerk. Anyway, second lever is pulled. I think it's going more towards player salary, like I said, not so much on the transfer side of things. And I say that because Kounde is looking less and less likely, my friends. Excuse me. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea have sent paperwork to Sevilla for Kounde, deal during the night, pushing to get it over the line. Details after the bid on Wednesday, 55 million euros, 5-year contract. Chelsea's still waiting on Sevilla's final approval to avoid new attempts by Barcelona. However, Barcelona are looking more at Azpilicueta, according to Barca Center. He says the signing of Azpilicueta is imminent. Barca will pay 5 million euros with the variables included. The Spanish international will sign for 2 seasons plus an optional one. Barca hope he can join the remainder of the preseason. So if you're putting all that news together, folks, the fact that Barcelona, yes, they pulled their second financial lever, but there are reports saying that maybe they're going to have a hard time registering some of these new signings. Chelsea put in their official bid for Kounde. Barcelona apparently are readying their bid for Azpilicueta. I don't think we're going to get Aspi and Kounde. So if we're reading the tea leaves here, I think Barcelona are letting things lie with Kounde, particularly because apparently Chelsea have offered, I think I was reading this morning, somewhere around 10 million euros salary-wise. Who does he think he is? Frenkie De Jong? I mean, sorry, I'm not turning this into that. Anyway, 10 million for Jules Kounde, given the center backs that we have, probably too much. Araujo, Garcia, Christensen, PK. Yes, Kounde would be in, I would say, the top 3 of those 5, including Kounde, but 10 mil a year, when we asked everybody else to take a pay cut, not a good look. Not a good look for Barcelona. So I think we're going to pass on that. I think we're going to go Azpilicueta, who can play center back or right back. Because if you're paying attention, as of right now, we have Dest, and then we have Sergio Roberto, who should not be playing right back anymore. He's coming back from a long-term injury, but before that injury, we saw him get torched in the right back position. So outside of that, we have Mingueza for the time being, probably going to go out on loan, or we play Araujo out of position, which I'd much rather have him in the center of the pitch. So Azpilicueta could come in, gives us that Spanish link, champions mentality, crafty veteran, can play centrally or right side of the pitch, gives us some options. It makes sense, okay? He's not going to put us over the line in terms of Champions League contention, but Azpilicueta, a supplemental piece that can come in and really bolster the squad in, I'll say, a subtle way, but an impactful way nonetheless. So let me know your thoughts. This is where I'll turn to the chat. I'll say my good mornings. I'll catch up with the Stash Squad. But conversationally, let me know. And if you're watching this on replay, give me your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think about Barcelona pumping the brakes on Kounde, maybe not spending $55 million plus $10 million a year? Maybe we pump those brakes a little bit. We bring in Azpilicueta as a supplement, and we focus on Araujo and Garcia as our two primary center backs. Let me know your thoughts as I turn to the chat. Good morning to you all. Let's see who we got in here. Mini Death, hello. Haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Daniel, same for you. Good to see you. Gokul is with us. Good morning. Sem FCT, how we doing, sir? Who else we got? Alex Hernandez is in the building. Chris E is with us. Blair Curd, always one of the hardest names to say, but I'm glad you're here, buddy. Hazries, hello. We got a lot of old regulars coming back in. It's good to see some of you. Rishi, same for you. My goodness. We got lots of folks coming back in. Shake the Room, love the name, says, I really want to see Kounde. If we get him, I will... I'm not going to finish that sentence just in case kids are watching. But there's a lot of folks that feel the same way. Shake the Room. There's folks that are really pushing for Kounde because they see Barcelona as having more defensive woes than anything else. I think offensively, nobody could argue that we're good. We're good. Like, we've got a front seven right now that I'm totally happy with. Throw in Abde, make it a top 8. It's incredible. Defensively is where we need to maybe put some of our resources, I'll say, over the next 2 years. By the time PK is done, and listen, it could be a slow trickle down. Apparently this year is not going to be his healthiest year. He's coming into this one a little bit injured, a little bit heartbroken over that whole Shakira situation, which we don't need to talk about because this isn't TMZ. My goodness, I am so congested today. Hang on. Excuse me. Might have to blow my nose. Excuse me. Hang on, let me see if I can get this out. Okay. I think we're good. Pardon the interruption. Flash, good morning. Good morning to you. Who else we got in here? I know we got a lot of the regulars. Good morning to you all. If I missed you, I apologize. Keep commenting in the chat here, and I'll get to you eventually. What were we talking about? Azpilicueta. That's right, Azpilicueta. I think it's a good move, particularly if it's only $5 million. I'm okay with that price. He comes in. He plays some Copa del Rey matches. He plays some of the lesser La Liga matches. He brings some veteran leadership mentality. He's already got relationships with most of these players because of the Spanish national team. It ain't a bad move, folks. It ain't a bad move. Just saying. So we've talked a little bit about... We've talked Kounde. We've talked Azpilicueta. We've talked second lever. I wasn't going to do this because I don't like to focus on negative things. But, boy, did we dodge a bullet here. Am I right? Winnie would have just ended up being another overpaid, over-the-hill midfielder. Dodged a bullet on this one. PSG and Gini Wijnaldum have decided to part ways this summer, according to Fabrizio Romano. This has been confirmed. Work in progress to find a new club as soon as possible. It ain't gonna be Barca. PSG are prepared to loan him out in the next days or weeks. AS Roma really interested, but no official bid yet. I actually like that move for Winnie going to Roma. He can sync up with Dybala. That'll be a nice little attacking combo through the midfield. I know Dybala is more of a center forward, but you put Winnie in there as a box-to-box. That's not too bad. I'm cool with him not being at Barcelona. With the emergence of Xavi, of Nico, of Pedri, and then we still have Busi, De Jong, we have Kessié. Come on. We have Pablo Torre coming in. I know he's, again, more on the attacking side of things, but I'm good. I'm good with how things turn out with Wijnaldum. I'm a fan of his. I like his style of play. I think he would have fit our system. I think last year, had he come to us, it would have maybe made sense. But, Monday morning quarterbacking, looking back, knowing what we know now, it's good we didn't get him. And I don't think Barcelona would have any intention of barking up that tree now. Not at all. Hollow the Reaper, I see you, buddy. Good morning. Hazries says, we're going to win 3 trophies this season. Mark my word, La Liga, Copa del Rey, and Spanish Super Cup. I said semifinal for the UCL. All right, Hazries, not bad on the predictions. That's hard to argue against. Rishi says, for a treble this year, I think Aspie will help. Sure, I mean, yes, the Spanish Super Cup is one thing, but to win La Liga, to win Copa del Rey, we need long-term consistency, and we need healthy players. We need our fitness to be there this year. We got to work that out. So I think, honestly, Xavi is a bit traumatized from last season. The number of injuries, players going down to illness, suspension. Xavi had to go to Barca B, to putting players out of position, to getting loan players in January. We had to do everything that we could just to field a starting 11. So I think Xavi is pretty scarred by that. I think that was a traumatizing experience, like I said. And so he has come to the board and he's told them, hey, folks, never again. We are not going through that nonsense again this year. I want 2 players for every position. And he's done it. Striker, we got Lewandowski and Aubameyang. On the wings, either side, we got Ansu and Dembele. We got Rafinha and Torres. And we have Memphis. Okay, that's 5 players to fill 2 wing positions. In the midfield, we have Pedri, De Jong, Busquets. We have Nico, Gavi, and Kessié, and Pablo Torre. That's 7 players to fill 6 positions. And Sergio Roberto. And Pjanic, although he hopefully will be gone. Right? Hopefully will be gone. Center back, Piqué, Araujo, Garcia. Piqué, Araujo, Garcia, Christensen, sorry. I was like, I'm going to go through this so clean. Christensen, 4 players to fill 2 spots. You throw in Mingueza, again, he may go out on loan. There's 5. You bring in Azpilicueta. There's another one. The only positions that we don't have really backups for are wingbacks and goalkeeper. Goalkeeper, I'm less worried about. We have Tenyas coming up the ranks, Anaki Peña as well. I'm not too concerned in that regard. Plus, the trusty Ter Stegen, he's going to be there, match in, match out. Outside wingbacks, we have Alba, we have Dest. Dest is the backup left back right now. Outside of that, we have Balde. And then on the right-hand side, we have players that would be out of position. Sergio Roberto, Mingueza, Araujo. So, outside of our wingbacks and maybe our keeper, we've got 2 players that could be in a starting 11 easily. No problems. Won't even feel a hiccup outside of Pedri, I think. Pedri is the one player for me right now on Barcelona's team that you'll notice when he's not there. Outside of that, I think we can supplement any players and be good to go. Illness, injury, suspension, when players have to rest, whatever the case may be, Barcelona, aside from Man City, probably have the most capable second string to come off the bench. So I hope Xavi gets it right in terms of the rotations. I hope that players' fitness is there all season long. This is now going to be the first season with our new physio. That is actually our old physio. I forget his name, but he was back from the Xavi era. So if all things line up, Barcelona are geared up for making a good run deep into this spring. I'm talking Copa del Rey. I'm talking Champions League. Super Copa, of course, will come. And I'm thinking La Liga champions. It's got to be ours this year. So high hopes, lots of excitement going into this year. I'll pause there and I'll turn to the chat, see what folks are thinking along those lines. And again, if you're watching this on replay, leave a comment down below. I want to know your thoughts. I mean, we're getting pretty close. I wanted to give it some time. I think after this Real Madrid match coming up on Saturday, we'll get into what my predicted starting 11 or my preferred starting 11, we'll do both, should be for this upcoming year. That'll be coming up on a future episode. Of course, we still have plenty to talk about here this morning. Chris E says, with Barca trying to sell De Jong and Depay, I have a mental image of Laporta throwing darts at a touch flag with Coleman's face on it. You're hilarious, Chris. The De Jong situation, I haven't seen a lot of reports the last few days. I don't know if that's good news or bad news. The last headlines were about Chelsea sniffing around at De Jong, so I don't know if that's still a thing or not. Maybe I'll circle back with Pablo and get his inside scoop on it. Shout out to Pablo if you're watching, buddy. Hope you're doing well. But I don't know. I'd rather keep De Jong. I think we have a lot of attacking options in the midfield with Pedri, with Xavi, with Pablo Torre. De Jong is box to box. I don't expect him to produce goals. That's not really his style. Bernardo Silva would, but Bernardo Silva doesn't give us anything on the defensive side of the ball that Frenkie De Jong has. So I think in terms of what Barcelona need to balance out that midfield, I'd rather have De Jong over Silva. I'm not going to be upset about getting Silva. I would only be upset about losing De Jong, if that makes sense. It's not a situation where we lose Arthur and get Pjanic, and I'm upset about both. All right, it wouldn't be that case necessarily this time around. But I would still rather keep De Jong. Professor, good morning. Says, for the past 3 weeks, I've been listening to your Wake Up and Barca on replay. Do the night shift. Glad to be alive. Or glad to be live. Well, glad to be alive and live. Professor, it's good to see you. I appreciate you watching on replay. That's a big help. BJ, good morning to you, says, I think Barca is not pushing for Kounde because there may be a problem in registering all the players. We did discuss that a little bit earlier, so I think you are on track there. And that's why I think that second lever is going to be used more to give us a cushion to register players, to pay those salaries, and kind of go from there. What else we got here, folks? Greg says, when are we going to finally sort out our left back position long term? It's been obvious for years now that we need to sort out Alba's long-term replacement. Yes, what I'll say is the best option right now, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, is Serginho Dest. So we can sign a right back and a left back. Let Dest figure out which is his preferred side. Because if those of you that were here last year watching the matches, you know when he filled in for Jordi Alba on that left-hand side, that was some of the best football we saw from Serginho Dest. Right wing, not so much. Right back and left back are definitely where he belongs, but he can play either side. So, do we need a replacement for Jordi Alba long-term? Yes. But one option is that Dest is that long-term solution and we find a right back. It's whoever becomes available at this point. I think if not next summer, now it has to be, right? It has to be. If we don't find a replacement, because Marcos Alonso is not long-term replacement. So if it's not Balde this year, I'm calling this. This is Balde's last year to prove himself as the replacement. Otherwise, he will be sold next summer and we will buy 2 left backs. Calling the shot now. Balde's last hurrah, his last chance here. Just reading the tea leaves, because you can't go into next season on the legs of Jordi Alba and a undeveloped Balde. You just can't have that. This year, I'm cool relying on Jordi Alba, but by next season, I'm going to want somebody else rotating in there. So, I'm pulling for Balde. Hopefully, he fulfills his potential. Hopefully, he becomes that second choice left back. Sam says, I have heard reports that we will go in for Inigo Martinez if Kounde doesn't come. I've seen a few names mentioned, but nothing that I'd be willing to bet my house on by any means. So I think it's going to be Azpilicueta, and we're good. That'll give us 5 center backs. Plus, as I've said multiple times now, Aspi also has the potential of playing right back. So I think that's going to be enough. Plus, until Mingueza moves, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are giving Mingueza the cold shoulder, but when he's played in his preferred position of center back, I'll say defensively he can use some work, but his passing ability, good. It's good. Mike Aragon, how we doing, sir? Says, I say if PK's still got it, good. We don't need his personal life affecting Barca's class, but getting Kounde would be solid for our composition overall. I don't disagree. I can separate, the person from the footballer. It does give a little tinge of a bad taste, of course, what's going on in his personal life, but we could separate the two. It's not like PK's not going to play this year. I think he's just dealing with some health problems, might not be fully focused mentally with things going on, so that's where it does spill onto the pitch. But even with that said, he's going to get lots of playing time. He's going to be there with the club. He's going to come up in big times. I can tell you that. He'll get at least 1 or 2 big goals this year. Gerard Piqué, not done yet, my friends. Coffee, good morning to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. I see several of you echoing that Mingueza was actually pretty solid under Koeman, and I don't disagree. I think he had some stinkers, but mostly if he was asked to play right back, and a lot of that came down to just not following Koeman's tactics. Anyway, if you go back, if you search Koeman yelling at Mingueza, there's a few clips online of Koeman just going nuts over Mingueza not following his instructions, tactically speaking. Daniel says, Barca are interested to sign Inigo Martinez. We just talked about that a little bit. Greg says, I wouldn't give up completely on Mingueza yet, but he does need a loan to help him build up. I would go for that. I would say let's not sell him. Let's go for a loan. Players left to sell, I would say Neto. We can loan out Ricky Puig for a year, but I think I'm good on him. Given the youngsters that we have coming up, I think I'm good. You could loan him out for 1 year, see what happens next season when Busquets moves on, but I don't know. We'll see. So, Neto, probably Ricky Puig. I think Mingueza goes on loan. Please sell Pjanic. Please. We still have Umtiti hanging around. Who am I missing? That's 5 players that need to move. Blah Blue, love the name. Welcome to the community, my friend. Glad you found us. Give yourself a little shout out. Introduce yourself. Let us know where you're watching from. And everybody, if we could welcome Blah Blue to the community, I'd appreciate it. I know I can always count on the Stash Squad for a warm welcome. A couple other things to go over here, folks. I'm going to go ahead and close this poll we've had running, and we'll see what the results are. As soon as this comes up. Okay, so I asked the chat, which Barca player are you most excited to watch this season? Lewandowski, Rafinha, a healthy Ansu, or a healthy Pedri? And it is overwhelming. 47% said Lewandowski, 22% go with Rafinha, another 22 to Ansu. Nobody except me, I guess, is excited for a healthy Pedri at 6%, but everybody is pumped for Lewandowski. So, listen, totally understandable. He is a goal-scoring machine, an absolute unit. I mean, dude's what, 33, 34? Am I the same age as Lewandowski? I'm like the same age as Lewandowski. That hurts my feelings. But he's ripped. He's fit. He's ready to go. He's ready to score goals for us, folks. I'm pretty pumped for this season. Our attacking options are very exciting. Very exciting. Speaking of very exciting, folks, I ordered myself my jersey for this year, and I'll show you what I got. Let me bring it up here just 1 second. Just 1 second. Because I think I mentioned already, I ordered the gold Pedri kit because, I mean, golden kit for the golden boy. How could you not go for that? You know what I'm saying? That's unmissable. But what I did get for the home kit, as I bring it up, Finally. Dun, 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 dun. Is it going to reveal? There it is. I'm going with Sergi Busquets this year. All right. I did get the Europa League kit. What ended up being the Europa League kit. It was meant to be a Champions League kit. I got the Europa League kit with Sergio on the back last season. But I am kind of looking to the future, and I'm thinking, am I going to want to wear what is ultimately a Europa League kit 10, 20 years from now? Not really. Not really. It's a little Easter egg for my closet with the Europa League patch. Oh, man, remember that season when? Remember the first season without Messi? So I'm not really going to be wearing that one all that much. So with guidance from one of my stash mods, Ayush, of course, always giving me sound advice, I went Sergio Busquets because this is probably going to be his last season, and I want to make sure I've got a nice Blaugrana kit to show the respect that I have for Sergio Busquets. I am fully candid about all the things that I said last summer going into last season about Sergio's done. We got to move on. We need a replacement. Yeah. Some of that is true. We do need to find his replacement, but he's by no means done. Xavi has revitalized Sergio Busquets. Tactically, he has it set up to get the most out of our number 5. And you know what? I have my worries about being so reliant on one player in the midfield, but for right now, it is what it is. So I'm going home kit, Sergio Busquets, away kit, Pedri, golden kit with the golden boy. Third kit, I'm still up in the air. If Gavi gets number 6, I might have to do it. And then if we get another La Serena kit this year, probably going Jordi Alba, because I don't have a Jordi kit. He's got another year or 2 left, I know, but I want to pay him respect too. I want to make sure he is part of my collection that I have in the kits. So that's what I'm thinking, folks. And speaking of, if you haven't seen it yet, actually, there's a new image of Barcelona's third kit. I might have to actually just jump on Twitter for this one. Isn't it so silly? Yeah, I'm not even going to see it. None of these are the... We'll get on Twitter. Isn't it silly that you can get better news from Twitter than what you can get from Google? This is a better shade than what I originally saw. The first images coming out of the third kit, the gray here was much closer to white. And myself and a lot of Koundes were like, what is going on? We can't be wearing a white kit. I think there was one time back in like the early years of the club where we had a close to white kit. So this looks pretty legit to me. Of course, the second image has the number 9 Lewandowski on the back. Apparently that was part of his contract. We'll see. I don't have any doubts that he'll get that number 9, whether Memphis stays or not. Anyway, I'm liking this a lot more with the gray base as opposed to the white. So if and when this comes out, if and when Gavi gets confirmed as the number 6, might have to throw that on the back there. Or I get Lewandowski. I don't know. I try to keep my kits with names that are established club legends so that I know, like I mentioned earlier, in 10, 20, 30 years, I can throw that kit on. It's good memories. I can wear it proudly. Like I right now, just as an example, first one that comes to mind, had I bought a Zlatan Ibrahimovic jersey, throw that away. You can't go walking around in a Barcelona Zlatan jersey. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Plenty of players that have come, big expectations, big names, didn't work out, and left. So I like to have kits that really mean something, that are either established legends or have some sort of, heroic status with the club. That's what I try to do, like I said, so I can always wear them long term. But this gray one, that's good. I might break that rule and get a Lewandowski. It's just the excitement. I probably won't. Who knows? I don't know, folks. Going jersey crazy here. Anyway, haven't even finished my Americano and I am buzzing. I think that's just about all the news, folks. But what else? Hey, we got Mark Aroni in the house. How we doing, sir? It is good to see you. For those of you that are not familiar with Mark Aroni, which you should be. Shame on you if you're not. Make sure you go check out his channel. Wonderful conversations and insights around the footballing world, not just Barcelona. And I know he's got a nice little collaboration of some YouTubers on there as well. So check out his channel, check out his crew. You're going to see some good content on there. And it's good to see you in here, Marcaroni. Speaking of people that's good to see, there's Ayush. How we doing, sir? Marcaroni says, break the rule, get the Lewandowski jersey. It looks so good, right? It's so tempting. And there's something about the colors on this kit that just make it fitting. I might have to go with it. Appreciate you, Marcaroni. Theophilus says, I think by necessity, Barca need Jules Kounde much more than Azpilicueta. Barca need to be at least in the semifinals of Champions League next season. It's been too long since we enjoyed them in the UCL. I'm with you on the expectations, but I'm going to push back a little bit on the need must. I think Azpilicueta, again, not that he pushes us over the edge towards Champions League contention, but he'll be enough of a supplement that we can wait. We don't have to sign every long-term solution this summer. We have enough in our defensive lineup right now for the next couple of years that we can, if we don't get Kounde, we can still be patient. We can see if something opens up in the January window, next summer's transfer window. We got options. We're not trying to put out a fire in our back line right now. So we're feeling good. Feeling good about things. Greg is not feeling good about this kit though. Greg says, I do like he says, I do like the colors on the cross. Okay, my bad. Misread that at first. Fantastic. What else? We've talked about Barca pulling the second lever. We've talked about Kounde updates. We've talked about Aspi updates. There's really not anything on Frenkie De Jong right now. Rumors have kind of cooled. And we've talked about me ordering a Boosie kit, a Pedri kit, and we'll see about the third kit. Really, the only thing left to say, folks, is that I'm going to do my best for a watch-along party. It'll be our first of the year this year. It'll be tomorrow, 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I know we got people watching from all over the world, so make sure you convert that for your time zone. 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's going to be a late one. I'm going to be going right from watching FC Cincinnati live in the stadium. I'll have to rush home so I can get in gear, change jerseys, and be ready to watch Real Madrid and Barcelona here in the U.S. They're going to be in Vegas. So we're going to do a little watch along. I'm going to have to get some extra caffeine so I can give you guys the play-by-play commentary. You can watch along with me or just listen to my commentary. You won't miss any of the action. We'll have the scoreboard, we'll have the time, we'll have the lineups. Plus, the most important part, we'll have each other to have good conversation with, to cheer on the Blaugrana. We support the badge, we support each other. That's what we do here on this channel. Worldwide, fantastic. So that's going to do it, folks. That's the next time I'll see you tomorrow night for El Clasico. Listen, I know it's not La Liga, it's not a cup match, but when it's Real Madrid and Barcelona, there's always excitement. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn on notifications, like the stream before you go. I always forget to ask for that. So if you don't mind, before you go, drop a like. It really does help support the channel, get some new eyes coming in through the algorithm. So drop a like. I appreciate you. Oh, we got Josep Maria Bartomeu in the chat. Good to see you. I don't think you're going to get a lot of love and support, but good to see you. Anyway, love right back to you, Marcaroni. I appreciate you coming in. Love to my stash mods, Ayush, Kyle, Kudis, and Steve. And love to the whole stash squad, of course, and all of my culés out there watching. You know that there's lots of love here on the Undefeated channel for you all. I am very fortunate to have this community, and we're continuing to grow, folks. Much more to come. So I will see you all tomorrow for El Clasico. Go out there and have a wonderful day. High fives and hugs for whoever wants them. Lots of positive interactions. And I'll see you right here on the Undefeated channel for Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.